Hello. There is no intro to this video. Today, I want to talk to you guys about letting go. When I first started my own journey, I would always hear people talking about you just have to let go, right? Whether it's letting go of what no longer serves you or letting go when you are manifesting, right? You're always hearing people tell you to just let go. And I would get frustrated and roll my eyes and say, well, it's easier said than done. And I also just didn't get it. I was like, what does that mean? What does letting go mean? What does that look like? What I've learned now over the last few years is that letting go is actually really easy. And when you can learn to let go, your life becomes exponentially better. It becomes easier, like a hell of a lot easier. You easily attract things that are actually in alignment with your soul. You attract things that are good for you, that make you happy. You allow more ease and flow into your life. You will be met with way less frustration, less restriction. I mean, literally, letting go is like the magical, secret, yummy formula to actually living your best life. And now I'm the person that's always telling people, I'm always telling my friends, you just have to let go. And I see the pushback. People tell me, well, that's easier said than done, or they just stare at me or kind of roll their eyes. Recently, somebody told me that I'm just lucky. I'm just lucky that that works for me, but it doesn't work for them. It's not that easy for them. And that's why I'm making this video, because it's not luck. It took me the last 3 years trying to figure out, how do I actually let go? How do I actually get into that energy of letting go and being able to detach in a healthy way, right? I had to learn the frustrating way. And even though we all have to figure it out on our own, hopefully I can help you bypass some of the bullshit. It can be easy for you. You can learn to let go, I promise you. And when I say letting go, I mean this in many different ways. I mean this when it comes to the big things, like letting go of people that don't serve you or that don't deserve you. But I also mean this in your everyday life, being able to let go of expectations, let go of frustrations. That way you're not letting one little thing ruin your whole day, or you're not letting the actions of another person or something out of your control completely destroy your mood or shift you out of a good vibration. And this isn't about bypassing or avoiding or shutting down or becoming emotionless. You should still confront the things that you feel. You should still acknowledge the things that are happening. You don't want to be delusional and just pretend that something isn't happening, because that's not really letting go. That's avoiding. I'm talking about truly allowing yourself to let things come and go and ebb and flow as they naturally will. Here's the thing, letting go is going to be very difficult if you lack faith. And by the way, what does letting go even mean? It means allowing things to unfold naturally the way that they're meant to. It means releasing expectations and not trying to control things, not trying to play God. Releasing the grip that you have on something and just letting things be what they are. We will have an idea or an expectation of what we want things to be, of what we think we want, and then we will become fixated on it and we will attach ourselves to it. And as soon as you do that, you put up an energetic block. You immediately cause resistance, because now you're trying to control it instead of just letting it flow. And then when something doesn't work out the way that we want it to, we get frustrated. So that's why having faith is so important. You have to believe that there are things, people, experiences, jobs that are meant for you. You have to believe that things are always working out exactly as they're meant to, even if it doesn't make sense right now, or even if it's not ideal right now. You have to have faith that you are protected and guided and deserving of great things. You have to believe that the universe is working in your favor. When you're truly anchored in that belief, letting go becomes really, really easy. And the more that you choose, because it's a choice, the more that you choose to have faith and trust that God is actually on your side, the easier letting go is going to become, because you're strengthening your faith, you're strengthening your belief that everything is always working out in your favor and you don't have to control everything, because you're going to see the proof. You're going to see the evidence that that's actually true. But this is where people get in their own way, because instead of choosing faith, instead of leaning into faith, we think that we have to control everything ourselves, that we have to come up with every solution. Even though most of the time there's a plan far greater than you could ever imagine. And unfortunately, you really miss out on the magic of life when you try and play God in your own life instead of letting things unfold naturally. You see the magic of this mystery of life when you let go. You know, I'm always affirming this to myself. Whenever I catch myself overthinking something or trying to control something or getting frustrated because something's not working out the way that I want it to, the way that I think it should work out, I will always stop myself and I will repeat to myself out loud in my head. I will affirm to myself, everything is always working out in my favor. This might not make sense now, but I know that I'm good. I know that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, and it's safe to let go. And I'm gonna let go right now. I affirm that to myself all the time. Another important part of letting go is acceptance, finding peace with what is. That might be the root of letting go. You know what I mean? Just like accepting everything and everyone for what it is and who they are. That is letting go. You know, for example, a lot of times people will feel that they really need that last conversation to get closure with someone, or they need an apology from someone before they can move on, before they can let go. When the reality is, sometimes you're not gonna get that apology, you're not gonna get that closure. We get so hung up on things that are out of our control, when what we really should be doing is learning to find peace within ourselves. And a lot of times we think that in order to find peace, we need that apology, we need that closure, but you don't. And choosing to accept things for what they are will eradicate that belief that you need something outside of yourself in order to let go and move on. You can choose to let go of anything at any moment by accepting it for what it is, even if you're not particularly fond of it. We cause so much unnecessary stress and restriction and frustration, and we keep ourselves stuck by refusing to accept things for what they are. And again, affirming to yourself, like say to yourself, I don't like this situation. Maybe I'm mad, maybe I'm offended, maybe I really want an apology, maybe I don't like my current circumstance, but I'm gonna choose to accept it for what it is, and I'm gonna allow myself to let go. I'm not gonna hold on to resentment. I'm not gonna keep myself stuck because I'm not getting what I want, or the situation isn't what I ideally want it to be. Accept it for what it is. You have to quit trying to make things be something that they just aren't. And going back to the topic of trust, you know, sometimes it's hard to let go because letting go means that we're going to step into the unknown. We're going to step into new territory where we don't know how the story ends. There's no promises, there's no guarantees, which is scary. And so sometimes we'll hold on to things that aren't even good for us. That's where you have to trust. Right? You have to step into the unknown and embrace it. And again, accept the situation for what it is and just know that you're going to be taken care of. And you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have the solutions. It's okay to be in the unknown. So you're trusting, you're accepting. Now you have to find gratitude. And this is not always going to be easy for some people. Some people really struggle to see the good in a situation. But the more that you practice gratitude and actually get into the habit of it, that's why I say practice, you know, the more you do it with repetition, you're gonna completely rewire the way that you look at life. If you haven't noticed, a lot of these things I'm talking about, it all has to do with perspective. Our perspective on life is so unbelievably important. It really shapes our reality. It really is true that if you're always focusing on the negative aspect of a situation, you're gonna just continue to be met with those types of situations because you're only seeing the bad. So even if there is a blessing, even if there is something good, you're just pointing out everything that's wrong with it, everything you don't like about it, everything that could potentially go wrong. But the more that you focus on the good, you're gonna always see opportunities and blessings in honestly almost everything. You have to start focusing on the good, on the positives. And if you think that's hard to do, like, you have to understand that you have the power to change that. You have the power to completely change your perspective on life. And then the more you focus on gratitude, the more you focus on the good, that's just gonna be your natural state of being. Like I said, you're just gonna see the good in life way more than you're gonna notice the bad. The other week, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw me talking about this on my story. The other week, I woke up one morning, I had a lot of things I needed to get done that day. I had a really busy weekend ahead of me. I had a bunch of errands to run, I had work to do, and I went out to my car in the morning and my tire was like almost flat. And I was like, what the fuck? But I was like, okay, everything happens for a reason, right? There's my trust already kicking in. Whereas the old me would have been like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, I would have been pissed. I would have immediately started my day off with a negative attitude. So I go to get my tire fixed. And so now I'm sitting there for like a couple hours. And I was like, okay, well, everything happens for a reason. I'm here. I'm going to make the most of my time. I'm just going to be productive. And I actually ended up getting a bunch of work done that I had been avoiding that I probably wouldn't have done that day. I responded to a bunch of emails. I was doing a lot of things that I really needed to get done. So then my tire's fixed, right? And I get in my car and I drive 5 minutes down the road and I hear this pop. And then I hear this clicking noise and I'm like, what is that? Like, did they screw something up when they fixed my tire? So I pull over. There's a nail. It was like this big in the same tire that I just got repaired. And I'm like, what? Now, again, the old me, that would have been it. I would have been pissed. But the first thing I thought, literally, I like looked up to God and I was like, thank you. I don't know what you're protecting me from right now, but I am clearly not supposed to be out and about, driving around, going around town today. Like, I don't know what this means, but that is such a sign. So then, like, I go back, they had to fix my tire again. That was like another hour of me sitting there. I ended up being really productive that day because I got all the things done that I needed to do that I had been avoiding, like administrative stuff that I don't ever want to do. But honestly though, never once was I like complaining or pissed off like I would have been back in the day. I really felt unbelievably grateful because I was like, this happened for a reason, like really, truly, I'm being protected right now. Something's protecting me. And I kept saying over and over, like, thank you, God. I don't know what you're protecting me from and I'm never gonna know, but like sincerely, thank you. And I was productive. And you know what? Maybe that all happened just so I would sit my ass down and respond to my emails. You know what I mean? Like maybe it was something as small as that, or maybe it was something crazier. Maybe I was gonna get in a horrible car accident. Maybe I was gonna be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I mean? But so often we look at frustrating situations or things not working out the way we wanted them to, and it'll ruin our day. Now we're in a bad mood. Now we're gonna complain about it. And all you have to do is shift your perspective on it. Seriously, shift your perspective on it. That's all you have to do. And it's a choice. It's a choice. You actually have the power. I know it's cliche, but we can't control what happens to us, but we can always control ourselves. And it's gonna take practice and repetition. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not lucky. This didn't happen overnight. But now my brain really works in an optimistic way. The craziest shit happens to me on the regular. And it's so easy for me to laugh it off, appreciate it for what it is, learn something from it, find the blessing, and just let it go. It rolls right off my back. I go about my day. I feel free. I feel light. I feel happy. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, these things are hard to do. Trusting, accepting, finding gratitude, switching our perspective. It could be hard to do because we want things to be the way that we want them to be. So many times, things don't work out in your favor for a reason. It's actually working out in your favor. You know what I mean? Like, you think that the universe is working against you when really the universe is saving your ass, redirecting you to a better path. Things that don't work out, it's not rejection, right? It's redirection. That is so true. And we don't even know it. We don't even know all the times that the things that didn't work out actually worked out for us. So I hope that this video helped you in some way or inspired you. Remember, you are actually in control of your own experience. I say this to people all the time. You are deciding what that experience is going to be for you. You can either dwell on it and point out all the ways that it sucks, or you can find the beauty, you can find the blessing, you can find the lesson. There's always something good to find in every situation. And letting go is easier than you think it is. But you actually have to trust and accept and throw some freaking gratitude in there and you'll be good to go. Life can be a lot easier for all of us, but we have to be the ones to make it easier. We aren't here to like struggle and always be frustrated. We're actually here to have fun and experience joy. And there's gonna be bumps along the way. There's gonna be challenging things that happen. There's gonna be devastating, heartbreaking things that happen. Don't make it even worse on yourself by getting caught up on shit that's out of your control, right? Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now. I love you guys so much. If you made it to the end, you already know, drop a turtle emoji. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Come join the turtle gang. Come join the fam. I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.